Hello booktube, hello book friends, welcome back to my channel and another tag video, and this is the Sods Law booktube tag. It was originally created by Back Away from the Donkey, and I was tagged by Gavin at Genre Books. Now, for those of you who maybe haven't heard of the term of Sod's Law, also perhaps known as Murphy's Law, and a variety of other things that I won't repeat because, you know, I probably get the YouTube police blocking my video. It's basically the law of if something can go wrong, it probably will. It's a bit like the dropping a piece of buttered toast on the floor and it landing butter side down, those sorts of things. So, and this is a tag which has nine prompts and a tag other people prompt. So let's give it a go. I've combined a couple of the prompts just because that kind of works for me, and I'll talk that through when we get there. But let's have a go. Prompt number one: the video you spent the most time on and are most proud of is likely to get the least views. Name that video. I think ones that I've spent a lot of time on tend to be, and I've only done a couple of them, author spotlight videos, and I've done one on Alistair MacLean and one on Craig Thomas, and I was planning to do more, but time and their kind of reception in the in the YouTube sphere kind of put me off a little bit. So the Alistair MacLean one seems to be doing better now. I don't know quite why. But the Craig Thomas one hasn't done very well at all, and I did spend quite a bit of time on that, and well, yeah, there you go. The other ones I did a reading of A Christmas Carol last Christmas, so Christmas 2024, and they were quite time consuming because I was reading A Christmas Carol. So they're five of them, and each one is about half an hour long, 20 minutes, half an hour long. So they took a little bit of time. And they haven't got many views. And I'm, to be honest, not that surprised at that, because I kind of think, me reading a book probably isn't that enjoyable. And I think I've been on YouTube, or booktube rather, all of about 2 months at that point. So, I'm planning to kind of do a Dickens at Christmas again this coming year. So maybe they'll get a few more views in, around Christmas time this coming year. Number two, the video that you had the most disasters putting together. I can't think of a specific video, but I've had a few times where, I've spent however long on a video, like now, talking to camera, pressed the stop button, and the camera or the video card or whatever has gone nope, and everything has disappeared, or not been saved, or whatever. And so that's happened a couple of times. I've tried to kind of get around it by, changing out the memory card in the camera and things like that. But yeah, that has happened. So I don't think it's there are specific videos where I've had lots of disasters. Just a few videos where I've had the same disaster a couple of times, if that makes sense. So number three, in opposite to prompt number one, the video you threw together off the cuff with minimal work is the one that gets the most views. Name a video. My reading week videos seem to, particularly the last month, seem to get an awful lot of views. I don't know why. they're just me talking about the books I've read. They seem to, of all my videos, they seem to be the most popular. So I don't know why that is. And I think the one I did at the end of May, the 25th of May one, as I think was, when I looked, my most watched video. And given that that was, less than a kind of month ago, whereas other videos that kind of, below, just below that, have been racking up views steadily. And it'll be interesting to see, I guess, whether that one slows down now that it's kind of, getting towards being a couple of weeks old, or whether it will carry on getting views. I don't know what, there may be something I did that the algorithm liked. I don't know. I really have no concept of why some videos do better than others, and I wish I did, because yeah. Okay, prompts 4 and 5 are the ones that are the two that I've combined. So I'll read them both and then talk about them. So prompt number 4, don't believe the hype. The book you were really excited for and looking forward to that was a letdown for you. And prompt number 5, the book you're excited to read, but every time you try to read it, something happens and you end up reading something else instead. Now, the reason I've combined them is because I kind of picked the same book for both prompts, and I'm still not convinced it's the book. I think it's me. I think there's nothing wrong with the book. I think either I've just not picked the right time, or I've not been in the right headspace, or whatever. I tried to read it a 12-month ago, for June on the Range, and I was thinking about reading it again this year for June on the Range. I'm not going to, because I think partly the fact that we're in June on the Range is why maybe one of the factors that is kind of saying you must read this book, and it's not happening. But the book is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Now, everybody says who's read it, it's a fantastic book, and I've no reason to disbelieve them. I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. It's not badly written or anything like that. It's just not gelling with me. Now, I am going to give it one more go at some point in the future, not in June, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know quite why that would be. That's the book that kind of fits both those kind of prompts. Number 6, a booktube event you keep meaning to participate in, but events mean you never do. This is an annual event that, theoretically, I am signed up to. I'm a member of the Discord group, although I very rarely go onto Discord anyway, let alone the particular group. And that's Historathon. And I like reading history books. I've got, a stack of, different history books, mostly modern history, to be fair. And I don't know whether it's because Historathon is split into the 4, so there's kind of prehistory, and then whatever the terms are, kind of, I can't actually remember what the date boundaries are for the others, other than the sort of last one is modern history. So quarter 4, so we won't get to that until October time, I guess. But I failed pretty much. I did read one book that was kind of tangentially linked to quarter 1. I haven't read yet anything for quarter 2. Where are we now? Yeah, so I've got a couple of months still. Maybe I can get something in. And yeah, so I'm really failing with Historathon, and I don't really understand. I think it's too many other books to read, and certainly for the first 2 quarters, I haven't really had any specific books to read for those quarters. So anyway, number 7, a book you've ended up with multiple copies because you didn't think you had it. I've got multiple copies of quite a few books, particularly books that I collect, but I don't think, or I can't think of one where I've bought like another copy because I didn't think I had it or couldn't find it. I think I have in the past, and then I've given the duplicate away or donated it to charity or what have you. But I can't think of what they are. So I've got quite a few like duplicates of Alistair MacLean books, with different covers and things like that. But I collect them, so that I don't think that really counts in terms of this prompt. But yeah. Number 8, the video you've been trying to get together for the longest time that you just never get around to because of events. I've been trying to do a video on poetry, war artist, conflict journalism. I keep touching on it in Reading Week videos. I did a Poetry Thursday last week on war poetry. I'll probably do another one this week if I have time. And I've been meaning to do a whole video on it, and I'm now beginning to think maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe the way to do it is to focus on particular authors or poets or artists or whatever and do it that way, rather than trying to do a video on, because it's just such a vast topic, or it's just such a vast project in my head. Anyway, so yeah, I think the problem is I've not worked out how to do the video, and I think the answer is it's not a video, it's multiple videos. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll be concentrating on now I've worked that out. Number 8. Number 9, book you keep trying to buy but is never around, or other things thwart your ability to buy. There is one book, and this is fairly recent, this is in the last couple of weeks. The Summer of Steinbeck has started, and the group is reading The Grapes of Wrath and East of Eden in July, the 2 group reads. And then I think generally other reading of other Steinbeck is happening as well. And because of what's been happening in the last couple of months, I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to participate, and I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But I thought I would buy a copy of The Grapes of Wrath when I was next in the bookstore, so that I had it, because I haven't got a copy. And I went into my local Waterstones, and they didn't have a copy, which is quite unusual. And I asked the lady at the counter, and I said, "Have you got a copy?" And she said, "Actually, no, we haven't. I can order you one." And I said, "No, that's all right. I can order one. I can order one from you online, and I don't have to then come back and pick it up in store. It can just be delivered to me." And then I thought, well, I'll try the secondhand bookshop as well. They didn't have a copy, so I thought, well, I'll order one. I'll order one online, and it can be delivered. So I came home and I went online and I ordered it, and the book I ordered was delivered, but something happened, and I don't quite understand what happened. I did get a Steinbeck book, but in the interim between thinking I'd ordered The Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men arriving in the post, I'm not quite. I think it's just, I'm putting it down to stress. But yeah, so I've got a lovely copy of Mice and Men, which I've not also never read, so that's good. but it's not the Grapes of Wrath. And the two, I mean, Mice and Men is kind of, I guess it's more of a novella than I don't even know how many pages it is. 120 pages. It's not really a novel. It's more of a novella. So yeah, still haven't got the Grapes of Wrath. I'm due to go. I'm due to go out somewhere this week, and I will be passing another bookstore. So maybe I'll try again, and maybe they'll have one in stock this time. Okay, that's tag someone. I will need to have a quick look to see who's done this and who's been tagged, but I will tag a few people in the description box. So, but if you want to have a go, feel free. Please feel free. I'll put the questions in the description box as well. You're more than welcome to have a go, so consider yourself tagged. If you have been, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.